From luxury real estate to prison cell, YouTuber Eric Conover is experiencing probably one of the biggest YouTuber downfalls ever. With nearly 3 million subscribers, Conover built his brand on high-end property tours and aspirational living, but he switched from YouTube videos to courtroom footage following a dramatic police chase that led to accusations of attempted murder. Hey, I'm America's attorney. I've been a lawyer for over 20 years. I've helped over 160,000 people. And in today's video, I'll break down everything that you need to know, hey doggy, about Eric Conover's arrest and the felony charges against him, including his shocking moments that unfolded during the latest hearing. I can't believe we're doing this with dogs. In case you haven't heard of Eric Conover prior to this incident, like me, here's the rundown. Eric Conover rose to fame as a YouTube content creator specializing in luxury real estate house tours, amassing nearly 3 million subscribers. His videos, often featuring multi-million-dollar penthouses and celebrity homes, position him as a trusted name in the industry, leading to collaborations with top real estate firms and developers. It's a lot of visibility for these homes that are trying to be sold. It's not a bad gig for him either. If you're into lifestyle porn or just simply imagining the unattainable, then Eric was probably featured at one time or another in your feed. Eric's star was on the rise at YouTube for years. It seemed like nothing could go wrong for him. Then, on March 15th, Eric Conover was pulled over in New Hampshire for allegedly driving 55 miles per hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And honestly, I didn't even know that was still illegal. But what should have been a routine traffic stop quickly escalated into a dramatic police chase spanning several miles. According to law enforcement, Conover initially stopped, but then struck an officer with his vehicle, causing a leg injury before continuing to evade capture for 28 miles. Eventually, authorities managed to apprehend him, bringing to an end this high-speed pursuit. The incident has since resulted in multiple very serious criminal charges against him. The most severe among the charges is attempted murder. This comes from the police allegations that he intentionally struck an officer with his vehicle during the pursuit. Several articles report that Conover intentionally hit the officer, throwing him 40 feet and injuring his leg. Conover has also been charged with first-degree assault on a law enforcement officer, second-degree assault, and reckless conduct with a deadly weapon. That's the vehicle. In addition to these felonies, articles report that Conover faces several misdemeanor charges, including conduct after the incident, disobeying an officer, and reckless driving. As a card-carrying member of the Decent Human Being Society, the idea of anyone using a vehicle to intentionally or even recklessly injure another person is honestly just abhorrent to me. I mean, we all log tens of thousands of miles in our cars every year, and obviously car accidents happen all the time, but again, they're just that. They're accidents. The notion of weaponizing a car is very unsettling. Most cars weigh around 2 tons, 4,000 pounds, and the physics of any sort of contact between a car and a human body are, well, for the human body, they're not good. So I'm way into driver safety, especially if there's no driver. And just for fun, here's a couple of photos of me hopping into some Waymos yesterday with no drivers. It actually felt really safe in comparison to what Eric Conover was doing, because cars are in fact dangerous. But this situation seems like, and of course I don't yet have all the facts, but it seems like, and these are what there are trials for, like a classic situation of overcharging by the prosecutor. I get it, the cops are friends and buddies with the prosecutors, but if Conover was just trying to kind of Randy Moss the guy and get away, well, that's hardly attempted murder. Attempted murder is a massive felony. But I mean, it seems like in these situations, you always read later that the prosecutor reduced the charges. If convicted, Conover could be looking at significant legal consequences, potentially including years of imprisonment. And I'm sure for the prosecutor and the police officers, it just feels great to charge that attempted murder felony. But it will never stick. On the other hand, Conover's first court appearance took place over a week ago, and let's just say it was kind of bizarre. He denied all the allegations against him, naturally, fine. The strange part comes from several of Conover's bold claims, including that the police had falsified reports and misrepresented the events of the night in question, that his large YouTube following made him a well-known figure to those cops, and that he could eviscerate every single person with his intelligence and more. Irrelevant? Conover also claimed that he had been sober from alcohol for over 1,500 days, pushing back against any speculation that intoxication played a role in the incident. Of course, that stuff can be tested for at the time of the accident. Just over a few days ago, Conover returned to court for a competency hearing, a proceeding held behind closed doors to assess his mental state. While the details of that hearing remain sealed, its very existence has led to further speculation about his defense strategy and what may come next in the case. Now, there are two kinds of mental state defense. The first mental state defense has to do with whether or not you're currently competent to stand trial, which is something that a psychiatrist can assess in the present moment. The second defense is where you are stating that you weren't competent to have the intent to commit the crime at the time that you supposedly had the intent to commit the crime or committed the crime. That's one that's never going to work for a crime like what's been alleged for him. And honestly, the first one, if he's asserting that he's not currently competent to stand trial now, that's probably not going to work either. But the stakes could not be higher given that he's been charged with attempted murder. Courts typically don't immediately rule on these issues if they think that there's any question about competency. They will order psychiatric testing, and then there are further court hearings. So no news anytime soon on that front. Moreover, if they think that you are currently incompetent, they can just kind of hit the pause button, keep you in custody, and see if you get competent in time for a trial. Now, with his career and freedom in jeopardy, it'll be interesting to see how Eric Conover and his legal team choose to play this out. He's not going to be doing any tours of any luxury homes anytime soon. However, he might be doing a tour of the jail cell, and if he does, I'm sure that will get plenty of views, probably more than this video does. Nevertheless, I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Please drop your pro se opinion down below in the comments and let me know what you think. And don't forget to lawyer up with me, America's Attorney, by hitting the subscribe button. You can use your finger or your thumb or the bumper of your car or maybe even a toy car. I don't care. If you subscribe, hopefully you'll be back soon when I'm back soon, and I will see you then. Probably one of the biggest YouTuber by hitting this